All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father, through His only begotten Son. All right, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Kodash, in the water, Yahweh Bashem Shai for the Spirit of truth. All right, as always, double honors to my apostles, the elders of Great Millstone, who were well, who taught me the truth through the Spirit, Bakatham. And as always, salutations to the Zakwani wa Akim across the four corners of the earth. This teaching is true, and sincerity, faith, and honesty. Shalom, Wahabatham, Wahabachariam, so yes, Allah, which is peace and love to the elect of Israel. I'm my fellow servant, Kwame Yashala, coming back with another lesson. And Lord's will, I'm praying this is edifying to the elect, the remnant, all right, the remnant of Israel. And that's, I'm going to title this lesson, all right, only the remnant, man. All right, because when you actually go into that word remnant, it's from the word remainder, or remain, which means endure. All right, so matter of fact, since I said that, let's go ahead and get this. All right, this is John chapter 4, verse 22. It says, ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship. Kind. So speaking to all these other nations, man, and chiefly our people, all right, we know what we worship, man. All right, we know through the testimony of Shai, which is the spirit of prophecy, that this is the truth. All right, and the scriptures tell you perfect love casteth out fear, man. All right, it says, for salvation is of the Jews, right? So salvation is only for the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, West Indians, all right, Haitians, all right, and so forth and so on, man. All right, verse 23, but the hour cometh, and now is, right, we're in that hour right now, we're in that time, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth, for the Father seeketh such to worship him. Verse 24, Yahweh Bashem Shai is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. Now, what's the truth? All right, what's the spirit? What's the truth? This is John chapter 6, verse 63. And it reads, it is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. That's right. Continuing, it says, the words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. That's right. So the words that were spoken out of the mouth of the Heavenly Father's only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, that is the spirit, right? And that's life, man. And the elect, all right, and the remnant, all right, out of all the lands where Yahweh Shai have scattered them, all right, he put the spirit on them to come back into this word, all right? This is Baruch chapter 2, verse 28. As thou spakest by thy servant Moses in the day when thou didst command him to write the law before the children of Israel. All right, that's a cut because here it is. Everybody want to say, everybody can make it. All right, but the scriptures just said the Lord Yahweh Shai commanded the law to be written before Moses for the children of Israel. All right, it says, saying, if ye will not hear my voice, surely this very great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nations where I will scatter them. That's right, a small number. All right, a remnant, a remainder. Okay, and that's why the scripture say, but he that endured to the end, the same shall be saved. What does the word remain mean? Or remnant? Left behind. All right, okay, which is what? Those who will suffer, all right, suffer and undergo, all right, the trials and misfortunes, all right, and whatever it takes to push this word. This is the etymology of endure. It says to undergo or suffer. Continue without breaking. It says to continue in existence. That's right. So to continue in existence, what? Fight the good fight of faith. All right, because that's a part of only the remnant or the elect understand. All right, is that this is all about faith. And that's the whole understanding that majority of our people didn't accept Yahweh Shai for. Because what did they say? Well, we must go through this, man. How has this man known so many things, having not read letters? All right, because what Yahweh Shai said in St. John the 14th chapter, I am the way, I am the truth, and I am the life. So only the elect will return in all of their captivities unto the word of Yahweh Shai. Only the elect, only the remnant, man. Okay? So let's go ahead and move on from there. This is Isaiah chapter 10. Isaiah chapter 10, verse 20. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob, right? And how do we escape of the house of Jacob? Spiritually, we escape because what? The Most High Yahweh Shai put the Spirit on us to wake up out of that deep sleep. So we escape that prison of that mental slavery. All right, now we are freed. All right, in a chains. All right, they were loosened. All right, it was the chains of mortal thoughts. You see, because now we can live and abide by the waters of life. All right, matter of fact, let's go ahead and get that. All right, in Baruch chapter, this is why we dried up. You see, this is why the Lord caused the famine of the word. And the Lord said what? Jeremiah 5:14, thou shalt discontinue from thy way. Why? Because Baruch chapter 3, verse 11, it says, that thou art counted with them that go down into the grave. Verse 12, thou hast forsaken the fountain of wisdom. You see that? So we forsaken the fountain of wisdom, man. All right? We forsaken the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. The words that he spoke were what? Spirit and life. Which he that believeth on him, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living waters. Why? Because the prophecies don't stop. Prophecy must be fulfilled. So that's why with prophecies popping off, who has to be around to speak and discern and interpret the things that are happening in the spirit? The prophets, man. Isaiah chapter 10, verse 20. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel, and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob, shall no more again stay upon him that smote them. Right, Esau, Edom, and all the other nations, man. All these heathen nations. Because the book of 2 Maccabees says, what nation have not had a hand in her captivity, or have gotten of any of her spoils? All right. Hey, the scriptures tell you that the kingdom of heaven suffered violence to this day. All right, we are treaded upon, man. In the book of Ezekiel, the 6th chapter, it tells you how the Lord said he will make us an astonishment. All right, unto all the nations that are round about us, man. All right. It says, but they shall stay upon the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. So there it is again. Constantly you see the word truth. The true worshipers of the Most High shall worship him in spirit and truth. What is the truth? There's only one truth, man. And that's in the book of Ephesians, man. All right? The truth is we are the real Hebrew Israelites, man. And this Bible is only for the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. But only the remnant will return. Only the remnant will return in the land of their captivities, man. So let me finish off this Baruch. Baruch chapter 2, verse 30. It says, for I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves, man. Okay? So the remnant, the remainder, all right, will remember who they were, all right, as a nation of people, all right, and put on that immortal cloth, all right, which is a wisdom, knowledge, understanding of the scriptures, all right, but only the elect can do that, man. All right, because see, we're doing this spiritually, all right, but real soon it's going to be manifested physically when we actually have a more immortal clothes on, man, to where that inner man will be the outward appearance, okay, which will be the God on the planet Earth, man. You see? Because the scriptures tell you the things that are seen. Why does the man hope for them? They are of the earth. It's temporal, but the things that are not seen are eternal. And what's not seen, the inner man. But guess what? The Lord, according to the prophecies, Jeremiah 31, Hebrews 8 chapter, the new covenant, that's going to be put inside of our minds. All right, the Lord is actually going to have that shine. All right, when we are changed, just like His Son, according to 1 John the 3rd chapter. See? Isaiah chapter 10, verse 21, the remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty power. For though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return, the consumption of the creed shall overflow with righteousness. So only the remnant shall return, man. Only the remnant, man. Okay? So now I'm going to close out on this. This is Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 13. It says, the remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity, nor speak lies. Right, so going off in the doctrine. All right? Nor lying, all right, or being deceitful. All right, but doing this truth, speaking the words of Yahweh Shai in truth and sincerity, man. Because this is the hour where the true worshipers of the Most High worship Him in spirit and truth. And who is that? The elect. How do you know? Because in the land of their captivities, across the four corners of the earth, as this word is being pushed out, they will remember themselves, man. And only the remnant shall return, even though Israel is the sands of the sea. And that's the precepts upon precepts, man. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 13. The remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity nor speak lies, neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth. For they shall feed my sheep. The Lord said, if you love me, feed the sheep. Present your body as a living sacrifice, man. Ye are the temple of the Lord. The words that he speak, all right, the words that we speak are not our words, but the words of the Heavenly Father. You see? It says, and lie down, and none shall make them afraid. That's right, man. Okay, so, hey, straight to the point, man. All right, only the remnant, all right, will return into the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua and understand that this is the truth. All right, and understand the times we're living in, man. Serious times. All right, times where you saw Edom getting ready to come down. But guess what? We got the victory if we're a part of that number, man. Why? Because Yahweh Bashem Yahushua have clothed us with mercy. All right, when everybody else is clothed out here in destruction, in condemnation. All right, so with that said, shalom.